Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever and whenever you are. My name is John, or Last Frontier Bricks, and this is my review of the LEGO Star Wars 20th Anniversary Slave 1. This is it. This is the final whole set of the 20th Anniversary wave. I know that there's also the Darth Vader bust and the two micro builds. I believe they were for Hoth and Endor, but long story short, I don't have those sets, and technically, I don't even remember if they were even marked as 20th anniversary sets. So, this is the last of the main 5 playset builds. The set number of this is 75243. It came with 1,007 pieces and retailed for $120. But on Bricklink, you're looking at spending at least $160, depending on where you're buying it from and who you're buying it off. It comes with a total of 5 figures, those being Boba Fett, Zukus, Forlom, Han Solo, and the 20th Anniversary Princess Leia, which we will get to in just a few minutes. Here is the instruction manual. Basically a copy-paste of the box art. Once again, with that 20 years, there's a silver look. It once again has the 20th anniversary little introduction. Feel free to pause the video if you want to read that. After that, we have the comparison of the two versions of the set. I will be the first to admit that of the comparisons of the sets, the Slave 1 is the one that has gone through the most radical change, bar none. And for the example, the 2000 version only included 165 pieces over this one's 1,007. One of the only figure that came with the 2000 Slave 1 was Boba Fett himself, unless you count the Han Solo and Carbonite brick, and like I said, it's just a brick. So yeah, for the information on the 2000 Slave 1, like I said, only came with 165 pieces. It mentions that the rotating blaster was designed without a shooting function, and the LEGO color palette has changed since 2000. The bright green and brown is now dark green and red. As for the updated 2019 model, it has extra playability. In the Slave 1's flight mode incorporates a handle for maximum swoosh, which I will say is quite a bit fun. Is that the swooshability on this thing is 10 out of 10. It features spring-load shooters that are triggered from the base when in flight mode, and the updated design, a more screen-accurate design with far more pieces and a sloped brick developed just for this model. I got a funny feeling that those are some of the sloped bricks that are up at the top. Next up, we have, once again, the full line of sets showing off what figure comes with what set, and a breakdown on the Princess Leia figure. A member of the Rebel Alliance and Princess of the peaceful planet Alderaan, a fierce warrior and an inspired leader. This classic minifigure is identical to the original release, complete with signature hairstyle and loose-fitted senatorial shirt. And next up, we have again a breakdown of the Slave 1, including some shots of it, including one from Attack of the Clones. Nice that they acknowledged that. One thing I remember people saying was this would make a great color swap set. Just basically switch the colors out for the Jango Fett Slave 1 from Attack of the Clones. Unfortunately, that never really came to fruition, which is really disappointing, because we haven't gotten a play-scale Jango Fett Slave 1 since that initial wave of Attack of the Clones sets. So it's definitely a ship that needs to return in that Attack of the Clones blue and white color scheme. So it does show, again, a few scenes from Empire Strikes Back and Return of Jedi, and a little breakdown on transporting Han Solo. It looks like all is lost for the carbonite frozen Han Solo when Boba Fett transports him to Jabba's palace on Tatooine. Boba Fett's Slave 1 was originally owned by Jango Fett until his death during the Battle of Geonosis. Once again, nice that they acknowledge that fact. So, just jump straight into the build. Back has all your pieces, and there once again some ads for other sets. These two ads we've seen in the other four 20th anniversary sets, although this one does have a few more sets to show off. It's got the Kashyyyk droid gunship and ATAP. It's got the Death Star escape set with the swing. It's got the microfighter battle pack with the droid escape pod and the Bantha, the Naboo starfighter and Sith infiltrator microfighters, plus the Praetorian Guard and the Battlefront 2 Inferno Squad battle pack, both of which I have, which I'm very happy about. So that's the introduction. Let's go ahead and break down this set, starting with those figures. Alright, so naturally our very first figure is the man himself, Boba Fett. Of course, his helmet looks absolutely covered in detail, all between the red, the silver, and the various shades of green. Got a little silver mark here to indicate where that little dent in his helmet is, which is really nice. Got the yellow, the yellow stripes. It does have the rangefinder, is a separate piece. It does fit, the connection for it is a little small, but it's big enough to get the job done. On it, nice coloring of the metallic gray on the sides. His cape, his little cape piece is of the hard fabric, but it looks really good. The torso is well done as well. Between all the markings on the torso, he's got like a little thermal detonator image on there. A tuft of Wookiee hair from one of his many Wookiee kills. Also, he's got the belt. It goes and the front goes all the way to the leg attachment, all the way down to the legs. Of course, it's got the knee rockets that you see him use in Mandalorian Season 2. No prints on the arms, strangely. You take off the helmet, it's an angry clone face, because, well, what can you expect? He is technically a clone. Take a look at the piece for the jetpack and rocket. That is wonderfully done. It's all one color, all one piece in this color in the sand green, which looks really good. And here's what he looks like once you get all that stuff off of him. Interesting look for his blaster. Not exactly his classic EE3. I really wish LEGO would eventually make a molded piece of that EE3 that's just an iconic blaster in Star Wars. Like, when you see Boba Fett's blaster, you're not gonna mistake that blaster for anybody else. That is Boba's, hands down. Nobody else that we know of uses it. So I really wish LEGO would eventually make a molded version of the EE3, but it looks pretty good. Wonderfully done version of Boba Fett for this 20th anniversary set. And next up, of course, you can't have the slain one without the man Boba is hunting, Han Solo. He's got an interesting look to him. The classic LEGO skin too thin bit is showing up, but I do like the face print. The hair is a good choice. He's in his full Cloud City garb, complete with the blue jacket and white shirt. You can actually make out just a little bit of black on the leg attachment for his belt, and of course he's got his leg and thigh holster. No printing on the arms or the sides of the legs, but a good bit of detailing on the side. And of course he's got his standard from classic blaster, and of course you can't have Han in the Slave One set without putting him in carbonite, which they make sure that you absolutely did. This is my first. This was my first and so far my only set with this brand new Han in carbonite piece, and it looks fantastic. Like they basically nailed the look that Harrison Ford has once he's in the carbonite brick. You get nice detailing on the sides with these little computer panels to, keep an eye on the person inside the carbonite. And it's a pretty easy attachment for getting the figure in. Just put your figure in and have the hands grab onto these two sticks in there, and he's pretty solid in there. He's not going to be going anywhere. And now he is permanent. And now he's encased in carbonite. And like I said, that piece looks really, really good. And next up, we have another bounty hunter. This one is Forlom. Honestly, when I first saw him in Empire Strikes Back, with that head, I always thought he was like some sort of bug, like insect creature. But no, he's actually a protocol droid who decided to become a bounty hunter. So there's a bit of a twist, like a dark side C-3PO. Oh, I love like all the detail on the torso, like all the the lines where the armor is, the exposed wire, much like C-3PO. But also all that rusting going on, like the orange and the red markings, going down all the way to a little bit of the leg attachment, all the way down to the legs. That head is really, really neat. Like the big bug eyes is whatever this attachment and he's got some pretty good printing on the side as well as his weapon, which being your classic Lego Star Wars large blaster rifle. So yeah, another really good looking figure to this set. With this set being one of only two sets he's in, the other being in the Bounty Hunter Speeder battle pack. So yeah, like I said, really good looking figure, nice addition to this set. Alright, next up is probably the big draw when it comes to minifigures in this set. This is Zukus, or Zukus. I'm not really sure how it's pronounced. This is the last of the bounty hunters in Empire Strikes Back that Lego ever made. Up until this, they had made Boba Fett, they'd made Forlom, Dengar, Bosk, and IG-88, but not this guy. This was the very first time they made this figure, and as far as I know, he is still exclusive to this set alone. So if you want to get a full collection of Empire Strikes Back bounty hunters, this is a necessary set. In fact, when this set came out, the Bounty Hunter Battle Pack, which had, as I mentioned, Forlom, IG-88, Dengar, and Bosk, it was still available when the Slave One came out. So if you wanted, you could get the Slave One and the Bounty Hunter Battle Pack at the same time, and you'd have your full collection of Empire Strikes Back bounty hunters right then and there for let's see, the Slave One is $120. The Bounty Hunter Battle Pack, it obviously wasn't at the $20 price the battle packs are at now, but I think it was but it wasn't at the $10 price point it was at when they started. So I'd guess it was around $15. So $135 to get it all six in two sets. That's actually not too bad, especially considering, like I said, this guy is exclusive to the Slave One at $120. Anyway, they did a really good job on this guy. Like, the helmet looks fantastic between the metallic eyes and the mouthpiece. I don't know why he's got the mouthpiece. Maybe his species is like the Keldors, like Plo Koon, where they can only breathe the atmosphere on their home planet, so they have to have an oxygen tank everywhere they go. Anyway, real good detail on the headpiece. He's loved the fact that they got the piece to where like the attachments for his tanks actually line up with the printing of the hoses on the figure, which again like I said, that is fantastic. I love that they were able to do that because they line up basically perfectly. That's a wonderful attention to detail. Love the added additions of the armor. Her printing goes all the way back, even back to I even get some of the hoses. It's on the back. No printing on the side, unfortunately. It would have been nice if they were able to keep that print going all the way around. It would have been really good attention to detail. And his weapon is the alien conquest blaster, or with the binocular attachment to make it a bit bigger. Although I remember his weapon being a bit more along the lines of what they gave Forlom, with it being more like a sniper rifle. I'll see if I can get an image of that, show you what I mean. But yeah, I remember his being a long sniper rifle. So interesting why they gave him this weapon instead. But nice addition to this figure. Wonderful to finally get all the Empire Strikes Back bounty hunters. And last but most certainly not least, we have the final 20th anniversary figure, classic Princess Leia. Of course, she's got the classic hairbun piece. Of course, her head is in the classic yellow, no additional face. The printing on the torso is simple, but certainly gets the job done. Of course, on the back, she's got the 20 years of Lego Star Wars. Once again, she has the classic megaphone blaster. Once again, with the transparent blue stud instead of transparent red. Still don't know why they're doing that. Might be for that 20th anniversary bit. And of course, she's got the printed 20 years of Lego Star Wars or style display stand. And again, a wonderful addition to the classic minifigure line. And I've basically been hyping it up the whole time, so I thought I might as well show off what did that little 20th anniversary figure display looks like when you've got all 6, and it looks fantastic. Of course, you guys can display your figures in whatever order you wish. Me, I tend to display it in the order I bought their corresponding sets. So I bought the Slave One first, so got Leia in front. Second was the Anakin's pod racer with Luke. I bought the AT-RT and Snowspeeder at the same time, but I built them in the order those scenes happened. So next I got Darth Vader and Lando. Then I picked up the Imperial dropship with Han, and finally the Obi-Wan Kenobi polybag. Again, looks great. Like the fact that they kind of split up pretty evenly. 3 characters with blasters, 3 with lightsabers. Obviously, most of them are heroes, so Darth Vader is a little outnumbered. But again, it looks fantastic. I love seeing this display. It's just so nostalgic. Alright, that's all the figures out of the way. Let's move on to the Slave One. And here is the Slave One. One thing I remember hearing from reviews from other LEGO YouTubers when this set came out is that visually this thing is basically a play-scale version of the UCS Slave One. I can absolutely see where they're coming from. Just visual, this thing looks fantastic. Between all the colors, between the dark green, sand green, gray, and the maroon. That is just a wonderful color combination. And display-wise, it looks fantastic. The build looks great. All the details on this thing are fantastic. So let's go at this thing from well, this thing can either be top to bottom or front to back, depending on what angle this thing is. But let's go front to back. You do have a couple stickers over here on the gray. The cockpit is just the cockpit glass is just one large piece. Take a look at this thing. You can see that there are a couple stickers on the side. A little hard to see what color. There we go. A couple on the side. Plus, Boba's got a control panel there. Of course, Boba fits in there just fine. Get rid of his blaster there. Show you a little something. at the bottom involving that thing. Oops, it kind of helps if I put the rangefinder on, the right end. There we go. Like I said, the attachment for that thing isn't all that big. So yeah, it goes in there just fine. And also you notice that the seat is adjustable, so it will basically automatically do that once you got this thing in flight mode. You see that there are a couple of spring-loaded shooters over there. I'll show you how those function in just a bit. And at the bottom, you do see some a pair of blaster cannons. I wish that these things were like attached to a Technic pin together so that they rotated together at the same time. Unfortunately, they're not, but the design on them looks good between the gray, the black, and the sand green. That looks pretty good. The wings function as well. And at the bottom here, you do see a bit of a secret hatch. That opens that up, and that is where you put Han in his carbonite block. Close it up. No one knows it's there. Alright, flip this thing up. Ooh. There we go. Okay, so this time the seat didn't adjust itself, but you notice the wings do. They actually are attached to a Technic piece. He's together, so they will flip up in unison. Like I said, normally Boba flips over as well. Oh, he's trying to. All right, there we go. That's how he looks like in flight mode. Whoop. Breaking my set here. There we go. Yeah. And if I can get the glass on there. Alright, there we go. Good enough. Yep, that's basically what he looks like inside there. He's got pretty ample space. He's both sitting up and lying down. One of the nicest bits of this set is actually on the back. They put in a Technic holder for this thing while you're flying this thing. I am a little disappointed as the space here in between the engines, which the engine detail looks pretty good for what they're able to do, considering the fact that they do have this is in there. One thing I'm a little disappointed about is that this is where the launcher for the seismic charges are from Attack Clones and The Mandalorian, and I believe also Book of Boba Fett. I think he used a seismic charge to kill the Sarlacc. It's been a while since I watched Book of Boba Fett. I honestly can't remember. But yeah, so I'm a little disappointed they don't have like a little bit of a launcher for that thing. But they sacrifice a little bit of playability for for functionality, which I honestly don't mind. But yeah, the handle works pretty darn well. It doesn't feel too heavy. And again, the swooshability on this thing. I wish I could zoom this camera out a bit more. But again, the swooshability on this thing is 10 out of 10. Like, I bought this thing about basically first chance I got. And again, 5 years ago. Oh, so I've been in my, late 20s, like 27, 28. But I still found myself swooshing this thing around every once in a while because it's just so good. You see these red pieces here. Those are actually your triggers for your spring-loaded shooters. Yeah, I know the height difference between the trigger, between where the trigger is and where the actual shot is kind of ridiculous. But yeah, that's what the triggers are. And as you can see, I can reach both of them with my thumb. So let's go ahead and fire one of these things off. Yep, it works just fine. So yeah, that's how that works. And also at the bottom, you see that there are a couple of clips. Those are actually for Boba's and Han's blasters. So you can just, there we go. That's Boba's blaster. Oops. So yeah, that's Boba's blaster. Let's grab Han's. Kind of difficult to do this with one hand when I'm holding the ship up. And there we go. There we go. Got both the blasters on there, so you don't lose them. So yeah, this thing looks fantastic. I think those unique pieces that they were talking about for and the breakdown of this set in the instructions, where they said a couple of pieces were unique to this set. I'm either gonna guess it's these large green pieces here, or these large maroon pieces here, or these ones up top. So yeah, wonderful version of the Slave One. Very very good on playability and displayability. Wonderful build. This is wonderfully done. So that's everything the set has to offer. Let's move on to my final thoughts. So, if you guys haven't figured out, I very much enjoyed this set. Honestly, I thought $120 might have been a bit much for this skin guy when the set first came out, but once I got a hold of it and got the set built, I had to admit that I was wrong. That I feel like I got $120 worth of Lego in this thing. Again, this Millennium Falcon is basically 1,000 pieces. So there's definitely quite a bit going on with the set. Again, there's a lot of attention to detail, a lot of functionality, playability, and displayability in the ship. The figures are a great combination. Well, of course, you gotta have Boba and Han. And like I said, the Carbonite is a good necessary addition, and it's done wonderfully. The two other bounty hunters, Forlom and Zukus, are wonderful additions. Heck, I even thought the fact that Leia was the classic figure in this set worked well, because it's the only set in the line to have Han. Because Han and Leia, those two go together like peanut butter and jelly. So yeah, I thought the figure selection was fantastic. Like I said, this functionality, displayability, playability are all 10 out of 10. Swooshability is even a 10 out of 10. I think the one downside about this set is that Lego didn't go ahead and give us the Jango Fett version of this ship. I know, eventually they give us the $100 Jedi Starfighter, which I'm happy to say is in my collection as well. Of course, we got updated Jango and Boba and that, but the downside of that was that we wouldn't get a updated Jango Fett's Slave 1. Like I said, we haven't gotten that one since that original Attack of the Clones wave, and that's one that I was never able to get a hold of. So yeah, instead of giving us Jango and Boba for that Jedi Starfighter, maybe that could have been when we first got Kaminoans with Taun We and Lama Su. And then they could have done a couple of Separatist leaders with the Slave One. Maybe they could have done Dooku, maybe Pago the Lesser. We could have gotten our first Wat Tambor. I don't know. The possibilities are endless. So for what that set could have been. So yeah, I think that's the one downside of this set, that we never got the Jango Fett's version. But yeah, this is a wonderful set. If you guys can get a hold of this thing, I would certainly recommend it. This is probably the best play scale version of the Slave One we will ever get. Honestly, I don't think there's anything wrong with the Mandalorian Slave One. Well, Boba Fett's starship. Now that they're calling it, stupid name. I just feel like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. Downscaling it, I just really like these the larger versions, like these where they can get a lot of detail and displayability plus playability in these sets. So yeah, as you can imagine, I love this set and absolutely recommend it if you can get a hold of it. But that will be my review for this set. Thanks for joining me for it. If you guys enjoyed it, you know what to do. Hit like, subscribe, all that jazz. Helps me on the YouTube algorithm. Check out some more of my content on the end screen in just a few seconds. And I'll see you all in the next video. Later, everybody!